Welcome back everyone. Here we are again with Final Fantasy 1 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is part 2. And let's go ahead and do a little bit of healing. We are picking right up where we left off. And we are pretty close to the town. I think our fighter will be okay. And let's head this way. We'll head up. And this is another one of those not so great encounters that we have here. We are going to show off the sleep spell here, and hopefully that will work a little bit in our favor. If all of these Mad Ponies can hit our fighter, we will be doing very good. We do not want to see them hit the white mage. Effective, sleep, effective, and asleep. So let's go ahead and finish that one off. Let's throw a cure spell here, and let's start hitting that top left one. Perfect. I probably overcommitted there, but I would really like to get rid of one of them at least, now that all three are back up and active. Let's go ahead and we'll have her attack. We are going to drink a heal potion here, just because they can do so much damage to the casters. Perfect. We're down to 2 now. Andy's looking a little rough there though. And let's all in another one. Hopefully get one more off the board. And wow. She is barely alive. They really don't like the white mage, do they? Let's have all of these attack. We'll throw a heal potion on our white mage, and hopefully it will keep her alive. There goes a crit on our fighter. At least they're being nice to the white mage. And let's clean this up here. I'm going to choose not to heal her. Hopefully that last Mad Pony won't just kill someone here. Perfect. Pretty scary encounter there. 63 experience points and 60 gold. It's really not worth it. Those types of encounters you should most likely run. I didn't mention it in part 1, but these are safe tiles here. As long as you're on the port here for the ship or the gray tiles, you're safe. So you don't have to stress once you get there. First thing we are going to do is run up here to the inn and save. I definitely do not remember the prices of everything in this game, but there is one magic spell I do recall. I think magic is in the right side of the town. Yep. Do want to see if we can pick up an ice spell for our black mage, just to allow him to be a little bit more efficient. Perfect. And I think they do sell weapons here, but I think they're more than what we have available at the moment. We really have one goal here in the town, and that's to talk to the pirates here. And we want to defeat them and take their ship. Sounds pretty mean. I am checking out the armor shop just to see if there's any other options for our characters here. So there are gloves. Let's pick up a pair for our Andy. Grab a pair for Like. And we'll also grab a pair for Subscribe. And may as well grab some for our fighter as well. We do have the cash for it. Let's not forget to equip it. There we go. Let's see here. We are going to just go right into this pirate encounter. If you talk to him, it says, "Hey, I am Bicky, or Bike, the pirate, and surprised I am that you scurvy dogs have the nerve to face me. Mates, get those landlubbers." Okay. It's kind of a boss fight, but not really. Our characters can pretty much take one out each turn by themselves. We are going to throw a sleep spell out. Sleep is particularly effective when you have these large groups of enemies. If it hits, it can help reduce the amount of damage that they are sending out each turn. And it really isn't a big deal for the pirates here, but let's say 2 or 3 of those pirates get lucky and crit one of our casters, it could potentially kill them. So we do want to kind of limit what they can do in the game. So we've got 2 asleep so far, 4 asleep, 5 asleep. And since we know which ones are not asleep, we are going to favor attacking those. We're going to save our magic here. So 1 woke up. Unfortunately, we don't know which one woke up. Two woke up, 3 woke up. No big deal. We've gotten it down to just 4, so there's no need to do another sleep spell. We are going to try and finish this up though. If everybody lands their attacks, we should be good to go. Perfect. Looking good. Can we close it out? There we go. Not too bad at all. We're going to get that level 4 as well, which is great. I don't really have an ideal level in my head for the first real dungeon in the game, but I think 5 or 6 we might attempt it. Here you go. Don't forget to talk to the pirate again. Okay, you got me. Take my ship. And now, if you leave the town, you'll notice that we have access to a ship. And this is the part of the game that really kind of starts to become a point where you have to grind a little bit, just because the Marsh Cave is notoriously difficult. And you've already seen where a few of the fights early in the game here have punished us. Here is a shark. He can do massive damage, but we're going to fry him with our lightning spell. And luckily we already know he's expended his turn attacking our fighter. Everything's rolling really low. We don't want to use another spell though here. We would prefer to just take him off the board with our offensive attacks. And if he keeps attacking the fighter, that is a-okay with me. However, if we keep missing, things could potentially get hairy. And as you get better equipment, better weapons and armor, you will stop missing. The weapons in this game have accuracy ratios, and they improve with better equipment. And of course, as you continue to level up, you will also have a better accuracy. And there's our white mage catching up. Let me see, what is our hit points? I'm gonna save this last one just in case. You could always go to town number 1 and rest there just to kind of restore. We are heading to the northwest a little bit here. And you can't escape this inner circle at the moment. It's designed to limit your progress and keep you here. We are going up here primarily just to pick up the gold that is available here. And we're going to try out that ice magic we picked up. It has higher damage values than the tier 1 spells here do. And that was a lot of nice damage. And that was a lot of nice damage for them on our black belt. So we're going to heal Andy up here just because we don't want him to be susceptible to a crit. We are going to throw that second ice spell on the second ogre there. That is the whole point that we purchased that ice spell for, in fact. Nice, 52. So that one is pretty much halfway down. And let's go ahead, since this is getting a little hairy, we are going to expend that last spell. And you don't have to worry about your fighter too much. It would really take a crit to kind of bring him down. But they are designed to take damage. They are meat shields, so they are doing their job efficiently if they are soaking up the damage. Should need but a little bit more damage here. That is a-okay. And perfect. And let's see what we've got. throw that heal spell out. We're out of magic now as well, but maybe we'll be okay. And this is the city of the dwarves. And we pretty much came here just for the gold. But you can talk to them and they just tell you a little bit more about the story. After we've got the ship, our goal is really to go to the elf town. We'll find out that he's been put under a spell and he's permanently asleep. So we have to find a way to get him to wake up. And unfortunately that will involve going to the Marsh cave. And yeah, we'll talk more about that later. This is a very important person here. Later in the game you'll finally know why. And let's see. This guy tells us the earth is rotting away. Nothing there, but now there is. So Nerrick is digging a canal. If you head south, you'll see that. Unfortunately, we can't enter the building down there due to it being locked. And this guy tells you that the bracelet can protect you like armor, which is great for our casters. The guy says something we've already heard. That's a late game little spoiler there. And dwarves can apparently see in the dark. And hooray! So happy. Alright, now, can we make it back without gaming over? That's the question. If we run into the wrong encounter, which this is the wrong encounter, it could get really bad. So, you know, me and my big mouth saying that I wasn't going to run away from difficult encounters, and here we are. The reason this one is so bad is they can poison your characters, which is going to make us waste money. It also will sap us of our life. Luckily, they seem to be missing their attacks, which is great, but we didn't even close out one spider there. We are going to hold off using the Pures that we have, simply because he could very well get repoisoned before the fight was over. Alright, so I am going to shift the fighter onto the next one. And we still have that cabin. The worst case, we can use the cabin. It's good damage. Please close out that first spider up there. Perfect, thank you. And you can see the progressive round damage that he is taking from the poison isn't too bad. We've really gotten lucky that a second character hasn't gotten poisoned here. Perfect. And let's keep chipping away. Let's get rid of the other ones. This game really can ramp up in difficulty. You just have to be careful, and we're doing a poor job of planning our attacks. I really don't remember how much hit points these guys have. And because I'm sitting here talking, I'm not really paying that much attention. We're kind of just button mashing through. But if you can make it through the first quarter of the game, you'll be good to go. I mean, it really does get a lot easier. Let's just go ahead and send them all on to this guy again. I would much rather get rid of one of these guys than have two up. It's not going bad at all. And can we close this out? Hopefully with that critical hit we will be able to. There we go. We did not close it out. Maybe that white mage can get another critical. Or the black mage. So 141 experience, 200 gold. It's fine for experience. When a character is poisoned, you will also have that annoying sound that you hear there, and it would normally shift them towards the bottom of the party, but since our black mage is already there, it's not going to move him. We do want to go ahead and use a pure potion, and I am going to burn this cabin We can even save. But this is pretty much going to ensure that we get back to town safely. We could get an encounter before we get to the ship, or we could get a nasty encounter in the water. It really just depends. So what we're going to do here is double up our physical damage dealers onto one of those hags, our sea hags. And we are going to put our casters on the, is that a big eye? Odd eye. It doesn't have a lot of hit points, I do remember that. But it can paralyze a party member, and you pretty much just have to wait that out. So we do want to avoid that. Alright. Not too bad. Just like in Xanadu, we are killing most of the monsters. We do need the gold. Monsters strike first, which is not ideal, but hey, it is what it is. A thief is supposed to help against that in the game, but it really doesn't work as intended. Having a thief in the party is supposed to, one, he's supposed to always move before everybody else does, so that he can quickly aid with healing items. Two, he's supposed to give you more initiative attacks, or preemptive strikes. And in the later games, he even has early access to double hits, meaning that he won't miss as much. So if you're playing it on a modern day Final Fantasy 1, like on your phone or a pixel remaster or something like that, a thief isn't a bad class to have in there. But if you're playing it raw on the Nintendo, then you probably don't want a thief in your party. They really are kind of worthless until you get their class change. And those guys are dead, so let's keep heading over here. We're trying to get back to that first town we were at. And simply because it is the cheapest inn to stay at, and also we would like our magic back. We're not doing too bad at all right now in terms of money. There is a silver sword south that we can pick up from the elf town, but I believe it costs around 4,000. That is going to be just completely busted for us. It is one of the best weapons in the game that you can get early on. In later revisions of the game, they do kind of postpone your ability to pick up that weapon. And for good reason. I mean, the red mages can use it, the fighters can use it, and I'm sure the thief can use it as well. I could be wrong, but having double fighter, double red mage, and everybody's got a silver sword, you could just slash your way through the game. Unlike we're doing right now, with everybody missing. There we go. Another encounter done. And let's continue heading south. And I believe our black belt is a little damaged. We will heal him back up. Just because this is prime ogre territory here, along with wolves. And let's kind of split everybody up a little bit. Let's do fighter black mage on a wolf, and let's do black belt black mage on a wolf. And let's completely fail at hitting the monsters. And let's do this again. They do some pretty good damage, but we are getting stronger, so it's not too much of an issue now. And we'll take care of this last wolf. There we go. And here we are. This is the elf town. And immediately at the bottom, well, let's talk to this guy. Save our prince. First thing you'll find out is something's gone wrong with their prince. So we do want to pick up that silver sword. We're about 1,700 away. We have a couple of options right now. We could save up gold for the silver sword and our fighter would pretty much dominate. And I think that would be the move, considering that we don't have tier 3 or 4 spells yet. So we are going to go back outside and we're just going to walk around a little bit right here. And we're going to do a few of those encounters. I am aware of the Peninsula of Power, which is what is referred to mostly in Final Fantasy games. It's basically a zone where you can grind and level up pretty efficiently. And once you have the tier 3 fire spell, that becomes much more of a reality, especially with cabins and tents and houses. You can go over there and really rack up experience fairly fast. I didn't plan to abuse that or to even show it off in this video, or this playthrough in general. I have done it before and just to shorten the time of the game, but since we're cutting this into 30-minute parts, I figure why not? You know, let's just keep some of these fights in here and let's enjoy it. Especially if you're like me and you like to have videos on for background noise. So things are going fairly well. Really just paying attention to our character's hit points. And I think we will go ahead and heal our black mage up a little bit just in case. Kind of like that, yep. Let's see if we can get some ogres. With these older games, grinding is kind of a big deal in them, just because if you don't, you're going to have a pretty bad time. If we went into the Marsh Cave like this, we would totally get stomped. Got a nice ice roll there. As soon as we hit level 5, I am going to unequip the Black Belt's weapon, just to see how that's kind of looking for him. I think we save our magic here. Should be able to go ahead and finish this ogre up fairly quickly. And let's do a cure spell here. Now we're being a little aggressive with our offensive attacks by dividing them up that way. Luckily our black mage clutched it with 1 damage for the finish on that ogre. And our fighter did get some early damage onto this second ogre. And let's go ahead and heal our black belt just in case he gets crit. There are enemies you could fight in the ocean as well called Kaizakus, and they do offer a lot of gold as well. You do a lot of limit testing in this game as well, where you just see what you can get away with, and these fights are great for that, especially when you're grinding. You learn kind of the hit point ranges of monsters and what kind of attack formations you can do to kind of get rid of them. And formation meaning like pairing up your fighter and a black mage to finish an enemy. We did get a little bit of gold there. This is going to be another rough one. But we do have some spells available. Let's go ahead and try and let our casters clean that regular wolf up for us. Totally okay so far. Yep. So we know that this round is going to be okay. Now, let's go ahead and all in one of these wolves. I'm going to go ahead and blast him with a fire spell, just because we've already pre-damaged him. 20's not bad. But our fighter and black belt, they're really not bringing it home for us, are they? I'm going to expend another fire spell here. We really want to get one of these gray wolves off the map. Perfect. And this last one, we really are out of cure magic, we should go ahead and just finish him up as well. We're going to make our way back to that first town. $54, very nice. And level 5, also very nice. Our character is going to get more hit points. And more magic charges. So you can always, the front party screen here, you can't tell how many charges they have available, but now you can see we can get a level 3 or tier 3 magic spell now. More importantly, we've got 16 damage and 17 hit percentage. If we take these off, 10 damage and 17. Let's see how that does. And we're going to head back to that first inn. Perfect. Again, this also saves your game, it saves your progress. And I believe we should go ahead and pick up a tier 3 spell along with the silver sword before we head into the Marsh Cave, just to make it a little bit easier. I will fight some of the ocean enemies now, just to kind of show off a little bit of a different scene. We'll save some spells for now. Let's really pay attention to our black belt to see how much his damage is doing. 10's not very good. If we clear any, it will be from our fighter. And he failed as well. So that's a round you typically don't want to have. So what we're going to do is we're going to mimic that same round. If our damage values are great, we could potentially clear 3. So maybe our black belt isn't ready to start fighting unarmed. I know level 10 is when you want to start stripping his armor off. That's such a weird way to say that. We're going to keep committing here. There you go. 2 with a 2 hits with a critical hit isn't bad at all. And we'll split people up like this now. So that one's terminated. Longest fight ever. Hits for 15 isn't bad. I might keep him unarmed because he seems to land more hits that way. And more hits is always nice. Let's just hang around the first town here. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Kaizakus. And we'll go ahead and split up our attacks. I don't believe they do a large amount of damage, as evident by their 1 damage swings. We like these guys because they drop a lot of gold. We're going to mimic that same round of actions again. Maybe lightning is not what they're weak against. So that's 1 down. Our fighter is goofing. Let's see a good damage roll. 40. There we go. That pretty much means we can just all in this last Kaizaku. Perfect. It's not bad gold at all. We are going to hit up a little bit of cure magic here, and we've got time for one more fight. Just checking out the EXP required to level as well. Once we kind of clear this first quarter portion of the game, there won't be as much grinding. We just have to make sure that we can have a decent time with the Marsh Cave. We could always come back and save after and then head towards the next portion, or the next boss in the game, which is also a fairly difficult one. And we're going to expend a little bit of magic here, or do we? Let's not. We'll save it. I don't expect them to kill that sea hag by themselves. Now, we can totally split up our damage a little bit here. So we'll do it like this. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Alright, we should be able to finish this round. And that's going to be our stopping point for our part 2. I do want to go ahead and say that part 3 is probably going to have a good bit of grinding in it, simply because we need to get our level up a little bit more, and we do need to get the gold needed to buy the silver sword, and also fire 2. So, there you go. And this time, just so we won't have to think about it, let's do a little bit of healing. And I do want to thank everyone for tuning in for part 2. Make sure that you hang around as we're going to complete this whole game, and there's also going to be a Super Nintendo game going up fairly soon. Every day it's going to rotate between those games, and I'm going to keep the Super Nintendo game as a surprise for now. But yeah, thanks. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and see you on part 3.